Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Triton Trucker here. Got a couple of jobs today. Not sure I can record them for you, but I can record the drive-in and I can answer some of your questions. As you'll notice, since the last video, I've had a haircut. I also have some new kit in the cab. I've got some tassels. Got some tassels on the window. That's nice. And one of those weird pillow things. Before you ask, it came as a kit. So let's put that there. Yeah. So welcome back to the channel. Thank you for your comments and your likes and your subscribes and all of that. It means the world. It's all good. Got to get to 1,000 subscribers. Yeah. So basically, I've got 2 jobs today that I got off HX. I won't be able to talk prices with you because it's not that I'm not happy to share what I'm charging. It's more to the fact that the shipper's customer may be watching this video and they can't find out how much I'm actually being paid to do the job. But you know, I'm getting my day rate and a bit today. I'm a little bit worried because on TomTom My Drive, which is what I use to calculate my driving time, it says 9 hours. So anyway, I've got to get cracking. First job is from Melksham to Eastleigh. That should be a nice easy job. Then I've got to pick up from Farnham, I believe. Yes, Farnham, going up to Harlow. And then it's Thursday today, just before the Easter weekend, and I'm kind of hoping to get home tonight. It's not the end of the world if I don't. I do have a bed and a night heater, so if I have to stay out for 9 hours and go home first thing in the morning, so be it. But I'm kind of hoping to get back today, and that's where TomTom is saying 9 hours drive. It's also, like I say, Thursday before the Easter weekend. M25 is probably not going to be very nice to me on the way back. So let's see how it goes. I'll record as much as I can, but I think the collections and the deliveries I might have to keep a little bit private. But let's see how it goes. And hopefully throughout the day I'll answer some of your questions you've left in the comments and give a couple of shout outs as well. Yeah, shout out to Charlie for the last video. I think you saw him in the last video. That was Charlie. Yeah, let's get cracking. So the distance to the first collection is, by the way, I've already done my checks, put my card in. I think, yes, I have. I've put my card in, I've already done my checks, so I'm actually ready to go. Distance is 33 minutes, so I'm going to be there at 20 past 8. I'm not due there till 9, but they have said that they open at 8. So the earlier I can get there, the better. Yeah, see you in a bit. Right, we are just coming up to our first collection. I forgot to say, I apologise for the bright orange hoodie. I will be taking it off shortly. Yeah, I will see what I can film.
After 200 yards,
but I might not be able to film anything, but we will
take
see.
the third exit, Westinghouse Way, then you have reached your destination.
There we go. Right, see you shortly. So, first collection, we are 5th in the queue. Luckily, there's no Arctics in front of us. There's one being loaded at the moment, but once he's loaded, it's pretty much all vans. So, shouldn't be too long of a wait. Better mark myself as on site, as you all know, I'm sure. then any waiting time will be far easier to get. So comments. I've had some very nice comments actually. I wasn't expecting them. I was expecting a few nasty ones in there. So we'll go in reverse order. Ammo Grows, thank you very much. Don't compare your vlogs to anyone else. I watch it because it wasn't someone else's. Thank you very much. Almel Music. What's that stick thing next to your seat? Yes. When I bought the truck, it was the only Scania really that was available, and I really wanted a Scania because I've heard good things about Scanias. Also bad, but I've heard good things about Scanias. And I've got no problem driving a manual. The 4x4 gearbox does take a bit of getting used to. I've actually seen there's a lady on YouTube that does sort of like instructional video on how to use it. Yeah, first couple of weeks were challenging, but yeah, once you get used to it, it's not so bad. I find you get quite a lot of control as well when you're trying to manoeuvre around bays and all that. It's easier, I think, with a manual, but it can get a bit tedious in traffic, especially with the clutch. So yeah, thank you, Almel Music. Shout out to Paul Evans. Oxford to Glasgow in 10 hours in one day. Nice. Longshot 8052. Can I make a video about costs? I can. I might talk about it a bit later today. But yeah, like I say, I can't talk about the cost of the job or the what I'm charging for the jobs today, but I can talk to you about all my costs, yeah, for sure. Keep watching. The Rock God 23, who I believe's got his own channel because I've watched him. He thinks everyone's quiet at the moment. If you can survive through this economic downturn, work will hopefully start to pick up through the spring. Can't agree with you more. Wim van den Bosch, good job. Danny Turner, thank you very much. Enjoyed watching the last video. Not a lot of owner drivers on YouTube. Denver Hester, real good vlog. Found that I was honest about pricing. Apparently I was recommended to him, so yeah, good. Thank you very much. Daz has written a bit of an essay for me. I won't bother reading it all out, but I agree with yeah, I agree with what you're saying. Thank you. Sean Riley, nice vlog, keep up the good work. Nice to see you letting people know how much you're earning doing a job. Yeah, as I say, I can't do it today, but on my own jobs, I'm quite happy to share. JD, same comment. Mad Jack, hello from Canada. Hello from the UK. Yes, it gives me a little bit of a history of what he's done, or she. So yeah, on site at 8:15. Probably going to be here a while. Yeah, probably going to be here a while. It's going to be a long day. So the 9 hours that I calculated for my drive time today, that is to get me home. As you probably all know, I can extend my day to 10 hours drive, which I think I'm probably going to have to do, being that it's Thursday and you've got the M25. I'm going to have to deal with that because the calculation I did didn't take into consideration traffic. Obviously, being sat here like I am now, this isn't adding towards my drive time. And if I'm stationary in traffic, that doesn't add towards drive time either. It does add to other work though. So, oh, am I moving? No. Yes. No. It does add to other work. So I started at 7:25 this morning. It's actually quite a late start because this collection wasn't until later. I didn't need to get up early. So 25 past 7, 8, 9, 10. So effectively 25 past 10 this evening is when I can finish. I hopefully, depending on how long these collections take, I'm hopefully going to be back in time. But we'll see. We'll see. Will I get back or not? I can truly see myself sat in a lay-by for 9 hours this evening. But that's not the end of the world. I've got a tablet, I've got Netflix, I can just sit here and snooze. Yeah, right. So it is now 5 to 9. I'm the next one in the queue. Just had another driver stop next to me on his way out, saying that he's been waiting an hour, and he had 2 vans in front of him. Yeah. So I'm glad I got here early. I wasn't actually booked until 9, so it looks like I'm going to go in at 9 and be loaded. So it does seem that when people go in, they get loaded quite quickly. It's just the wait in the queue is a bit long-winded. But yeah, I'll get loaded and then I'll talk to you after. So it is now 9:15. Turned up, supposed to collect 3 items. Apparently 1 item's ready, another item needs put on a pallet, and the 3rd item they can't find. So showed them the paperwork. The paperwork clearly says delivery slot at 11. So I'm here at 9 for the collection, and their office thought it was collection at 11. So this is really eating into my working time. Yeah, I think I'm going to be spending the night in the truck, but that's not a big issue. We'll see what happens. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I've opened the curtains. I'm just going to wait for them. Just going to wait for them to finish doing what they're doing, and I'll chuck the camera in the back so you can see them loading it. You can see what I've got. Right, speak to you in a bit. $9.25. Still waiting. I've worked out if I don't get away from here by 9:30, I'm sleeping in the cab, and I may not be able to deliver my second drop on time. We'll see. Anyway, I'll update you in a minute. So I think all that's happened here is a bit of a breakdown in communication. Obviously someone's made a boo-boo and put the booking through wrong or not communicated correctly with someone. But I think it's just a breakdown somewhere. The shipper's booked it correctly with me. I've turned up on time. The shipper's customer, I believe, has also booked correctly. I believe the issue may be here, where they told the production guys that it's not going to be collected until 11, when actually it was going to be delivered at 11. That's what all the paperwork says. So no one to blame. It's the week before Easter. Everyone's sort of slowing down a little bit. So yeah, looking forward to the weekend. Yeah, not thinking about poor old me that's probably going to have to spend the night in the truck. Really hoping to be at home tonight. But yeah, looks like they knew that. And it's 9:30 now, so yeah, looks like we're getting there. He's got 2 of them ready. So that's it. We're loaded. Wasn't the longest wait I've ever had, not by some margin,
Cross
but it was
the
supposed
roundabout
to be quicker.
and take the second exit.
But we're on our way to Eastleigh now. I'm going to get to Eastleigh, according to the sat nav, at 11:45. And there's about a 25, maybe let's say half hour to be safe, half-hour drive
Follow A350
from this
motorway
next tip
for 4 miles.
to my next collection. And I'm supposed to be at the collection for 12, which isn't going to happen. I mean, it was cutting it fine anyway. But I spoke to the shipper. The shipper's quite happy any time up to 1 o'clock. Basically, it has to be in Harlow for 5 o'clock this afternoon. So we should be all right. I'm not worried about doing the drops. I think I'll be able to get both jobs done today within my drive time, within my work time. It's getting back from Harlow. It's going to be the deciding factor. I don't know how far I'll make it. I'll just mosey back. There's no hope of me getting a job tomorrow. You know, Good Friday. There's no hope of me getting a job. So I might as well head back. If I've got to stay in the cab, I'll stay in the cab. And I'll get back early tomorrow morning. Yeah, I think that's the way it's going to go. But let's see what happens. I would prefer to get home tonight, though. Yeah, anyway, I'll record the trip a little bit. And I will see you in Eastleigh. Hello again. Right, so I do like the A303. There's some very nice views. Keeps me occupied. I saw a question someone asked in one of the comments, and I can't seem to find it. So I apologise. I couldn't find the comment that you left. I don't know whether you've deleted it, but the comment basically asked. He basically said that he'd been driving Arctics for a while, and he was looking into getting his O licence. And you know, how difficult is it to find HGV work? And the answer is, it's really easy to find work for a HGV. What's more difficult is finding work for a HGV that actually pays the going rate, because there tends to be quite a bit of competition out there. So I have 2 customers of my own that are end users customers, and I have 2 haulage companies that subcontract to me, so a bit like HX but without using HX. I find that companies that are not on HX tend to pay a little bit better. Their pay structure is a little bit different. They prefer to use subcontractors that they know. And for them to be able to do that, there's less competition. So you just say you can do the job or you can't do the job, and they say it pays this much. Now, I've had quite a lot of work from these 2 haulage companies, and I would suggest that is where to look for work. Find companies that are not on HX or CX. Now, I didn't think of this when I was in a van, but if you can find courier companies that are not on CX and give them your details, the same may be true. I'm not saying it is, and you sort of need to take this with a pinch of salt, because I didn't do this myself in a van, but I know in a truck it's worth doing. So yeah, to answer your question, whoever you are, is it easy to find work for a HGV? Yes. Is it easy to find decent work? Not so much. Yeah. So we're just about to go past Stonehenge. I'll turn the camera around for you. Yeah, This bit of the A303 always annoys me. Yes, it's Stonehenge. Yes, it's one of the 7 wonders of the world, or whatever they say. But I used to live around here. I used to live literally 200 metres to my left in a little place called Amesbury. Yeah, so it's kind of not special to me. It never really is when you live somewhere for a while. It just becomes normal. But yeah, there you go. The Stones. Everybody slows down to have a look. But I'm gonna sit back, listen to music. I might stop at the services down here. Bit of useless information. The Solstice services. I used to work there. I worked there for about a year, probably about 20 years ago now. But I worked there. That's actually where I first met my wife. Long story. I won't go into it. But yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. Quick pee break in Solstice services. I'd give the facilities a 7 out of 10. Not bad, not bad. So, running costs. Longshot 8052, and a couple of other people have asked me, how much does it actually cost to get up and running, and how much does it actually cost to keep running? So there are quite a few costs, upfront costs, that you have to consider. One of them is buying the truck. Now, you can buy a truck, Euro 5 truck, for under 10 grand, actually, if you wanted to. But I've gone for Euro 6. And believe it or not, mine's quite low mileage. I mean, it's 250,000 miles, which is what, 390,000 kilometres, something like that on the clock. Which for a truck isn't too bad. And it cost me 23,500 plus VAT. Now, I've obviously got that on finance. I figured I'd need to go for Euro 6 because I'm close to Bristol and I'm close to Bath, and there's been a few times already that I've had to go through Bristol and collect in Bath and vice versa. It would cost me if I was in a Euro 5. So, yeah, it sounds quite expensive, but it works out in the region of about £500 a month. I also have a Luton van that I'm going to sell, which is going to clear off however much of that. So, yeah, £23,500 plus VAT. It does also pay to be VAT registered when you're running a truck. I'm glad I did it while I was running a van. It did have its benefits, but even more so in a truck. You're dealing with companies more than you are with sort of end users in a truck, and they don't care whether you're VAT registered. They prefer you to be VAT registered, I would say, because they don't pay the VAT either. The biggest benefit is you won't pay VAT on your fuel, or your repairs, or the truck itself. And if you time it right, and there's certain accountants out there that might tell me, no, you can't do that, but the way I bought this truck is I had to pay the deposit. The deposit was 10%. Or was it 20%? I'm going to say 20%, because 20% is the amount of VAT that I would have had to pay on top. But it worked out that I was buying the truck at the same time as the date of my tax return, my VAT return. So I got the person selling me the truck. I got them to invoice me and date the invoice before my VAT return. So I sent that off, and I actually got the money back from the government for the VAT, which I then used as the deposit. I then also paid a little bit extra because I obviously had a little bit of money behind me at the time. So that's how I bought the truck, and I financed the rest. I do have a very good finance guy actually who if anyone wants his details, yeah, jump in the comments or whatever, and I'll see if I'll speak to him and see if he's happy for me to mention him in one of my videos. But he can basically finance anything within reason. So if you've got your eye on a truck, he can sort out finance for you. You know, and vans as well. I think he's got a few vans available for ready to be financed as well. So yeah, if you want to know, pop in the comments and I'll see if he'll let me mention his name. Let's flash him in. Flash. There you go. Give us an indicator wink. There you go. Good lad. Right, it is 11:30. We are just approaching the first drop. We are in Eastleigh at the end of the M3. There seems to be a hell of a lot of traffic going up the M3. Loads of people going on holiday, lots of caravans, I think. So yeah, it's going to be a long day. I'm so sure I'm going to be spending the night in the truck tonight. But yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, I don't want to film the full approach to this because being that it's a HX job, I don't really want to be giving away all the customers. So you know, I don't want to piss off the shipper. But yeah, sun's out, nice day, nice and warm. I'll see if I can film the unloading. So yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Right, you joined me after doing that drop. That was very interesting. So I went in there. There were two gates, and I went through the gate that I thought was the right gate, and it turned out to be the wrong one. So I had to turn around in this tiny little turning area. Probably would have been alright for an Arctic, but I thought I had to do a 4-point turn in this. Yeah, managed to turn around and went through the other gate. Spoke to security, who knew exactly where I needed to go, which was great. He said, go around this corner and go over the tracks and head straight on. So it's a delivery to a rail yard, basically. That's why there are train tracks. So he said, go straight on. So went around the corner and there is a train on the tracks, stationary. And I'm thinking to myself, can this day get any worse? Can there be any other hold-ups that are just guaranteeing my fate? That I'm going to be staying in the cab tonight. Honestly, I've kind of resigned to the fact that that's going to happen.
Take the second exit, A335.
Anyway,
then
5 minutes later,
left, M27 towards Fareham.
5 minutes later, they moved the train, and I finally get unloaded, and all is well. I then turned around, left the yard, and I am now heading down to my second collection, which is in Farnham, I think. Fareham. If I said Farnham earlier, I meant Fareham.
And take the second exit, A335. Then
which is about 20
left,
minutes, 25 minutes.
M27 towards Fareham.
There you go, Fareham. And I can't remember what these items are. I believe they are pallets. But who knows? The way today's going, it could be anything.
After 200 yards,
yeah.
bear left, then take the motorway.
I'm going to get on the motorway, make my way up to
Bear left,
or down to
M27
across
towards
to
Fareham.
Fareham.
Then take the motorway.
And I will see you there. I'll see if I can record it. I might not be able to. If not, then you will see me after I've collected. Other than that, I will see you shortly.